Hey, treasure fan, Joe Pal BD back here again with a Dollar Tree video. That's correct. Dollar Tree has been putting new movies out again. I believe the official date for Dollar Tree is the 28th, which is this Sunday. But as you know, a lot of Dollar Trees, as soon as they get in, they just throw it out anyways. As somebody who comes from a retail background, I worked many, many years in retail. Normally, you wouldn't be able to do this stuff. If something has a street date on it, you had to put it out. But because they use generic barcodes and everything like that, they can put them out whenever they want. It's kind of funny. So, but yeah, I only hit up $2 trees. I had up like $4 trees. Only two of them had movies. The other ones, either A, normally don't get them at all, or B, they hold them literally to the day it comes out. But I did hit $2 trees. What I like to call my honey hole, which is the Dollar Tree that's like a block away from my house, unfortunately didn't have much. I was really surprised. I think in my town, my little town, I think there's somebody else out there that knows about Dollar Tree movies, and what they're doing is they're going in and they're buying them all. And I'm assuming either selling them online or doing something like that, but they're buying them all because that Dollar Tree used to get a ton of movies, and I'm walking in, they're getting a few here, a few there, they're not getting nearly as much. So I have a funny feeling someone's going in and do that because, there's money to be made there, I guess, you know. But I do have a new honey hole in the hometown my brother lives in, and I go there once a week to watch watch Cobb and his sister. So I did hit that one up, and I don't think anybody knows about that one. It's a newer one, so I managed to pick up a few things I was really excited about there. So I want to show what I picked up. I got some DVDs, I got some Blu-rays, and let's just go from there. So first I'll show you the DVDs I picked up at my store that's just down the street from my house. I did find a few things. So I did get Orson Welles collection. Looks like it's got 4 movies on here. I do like Orson Welles. I don't have any of these movies, so it's a Mill Creek release, but I was pretty stoked to find that, man. That was really cool. So I got that. I did get this Hammerhead documentary on BBC. I love sharks. Sharks have always fascinated me since I was a kid, so I grabbed that. I thought of Doctor Who, The Return of Dr. Mysterio. If I don't have it, I always pick up Doctor Who. I do love Doctor Who. My wife loved Doctor Who, and my dad, who is not with us anymore, was the one who introduced me to this a long, long time ago. And so it's kind of one of those things where I still like to watch from time to time, and reminds me of my dad. And then let's see here. I got a movie called Don't Think Twice. I've actually heard a few things about this. It's actually kind of funny. So it does have Keegan-Michael Key in it, and I do like him, so I grabbed that. Then I grabbed a movie called Anne. That's a horror movie. Looks pretty cheesy. Looks like there's some dolls involved, so I grabbed that. And then the last DVD I got from my former honey hole store was Ingrid Goes West. I did pick this up, and then I realized I did have the Blu-ray already. That's okay, though. What I like to do a lot of times with these things is I'll take the DVD and I'll actually put it in the Blu-ray case, so it's a Blu-ray DVD combo. That way, if I'm in a situation where I don't have a Blu-ray player, I can still play the DVD. So I usually will do that, but I did grab this. And then the last thing I grabbed from my store down the street was a Blu-ray, and it's a TV series called Outcasts. BBC. It actually sounded really... I've never heard of it, but the description on the back sounds pretty good, so I figured, why not? Let's take a look. So I grabbed that. That's what I got from my store down the street. Now, from my new honey hole store, I got a few things. I actually hit that up yesterday. By the way, Cobb does say hi. It's been a while since we reviewed a video. I was trying to get him to review Land of the Lost. We watched it with him last week, but he just didn't seem to be that. He was more preoccupied with playing Call of Duty. So, but I'm going to try to get him to review that so I can get some more Cobb reviews back up here. But I did find from that store, I did find the movie Alien Invasion. Been told it's pretty cheesy, but a lot of fun, so figured all right. Next, I picked up, this is a 3-pack. I love these things. So the main movie stars Michael Ironside. It's called Alterscape. But then also it has 2 other movies, The Hologram Man and The Silencers. I like these things. You normally find these at Walmart, and I picked up a couple at Walmart over the time, but they're put up by Echo Bridge, but they're really cool. Oftentimes they're on multiple discs. They're not just all on one DVD, so that's really cool. But always grab these because three movies for $1. You can never go wrong with that. It's like 33 cents a movie. The next thing I did pick up, there's a lot of BBC stuff in here. Another thing looks like a drama, a set called Relic. Don't know too much about it, but it looked really interesting. And again, it looks like it's a season all on, for $1. So usually if it looks interesting enough, I'll grab it. This one I grabbed just because the sheer insanity of it just sounded so funny. It's Frankenstein versus The Mummy. I know it's a remake. Came out when? Let's see here. 2014. Looks really cheesy, but I just had to get it. I mean, this is the stuff that dreams are made of. I mean, just cheese. So grab that. I picked this one too. I don't know anything about it, but it sounded really interesting. It's called The Toy Box. Kind of reminds me of some other movies that came out, early on in the 80s that, vacationers out there, car breaks down type situation. So I grabbed that. And this one I grabbed is, I don't know why, I guess because it has Peter Stormare in it. But it's called Beyond the Sky, and I just thought that the cover looked really, really cool on it. I love the colors and stuff like that. Looks like it's science fiction, so this is a little bit popped off there, so hopefully it's okay. But they only had 2 copies of this, and both copies had the disc pop, so we'll see. Next I grabbed, only because I had Diane Kruger and Martin Freeman. I love Martin Freeman. It's a movie called Operative. I don't know. I'm sure it's a spy thriller, but it just looks cool. And again, Martin Freeman, I really enjoy his stuff, so I grabbed that. And then the last DVD I got, which was another Doctor Who, and this was Series 7, Part 2 of Doctor Who with Matt Smith. So I did not have this. I don't think I had this. I may actually do have this. If I do, oh well. But so I picked that up. And that was it for the DVDs. Now I did manage to find a few Blu-rays, which I was surprised because I see people's videos all the time, and they're always like, I got this Blu-ray, I got this Blu-ray. A lot of my stores around here don't get the Blu-rays, or if they do, they're bought up quicker than I can get in there. But I did finally find one. And the first one I found, people have been finding this for the last 6 months, and it never made its way down here. And if it did, I couldn't find it. And that's the movie Frank. I have wanted to get this stupid movie since I first saw, I can't remember what YouTuber got it back in the day at Dollar Tree. And I was like, man, I want that. Never could find, couldn't even find a DVD of it. But my new, I guess, Honey Hole did have that. So I got that. I also picked up I saw a couple people get this, and I really wanted to get this because I love the Shudder movies. And it's called Gwen. And you got the slipcover, which is even cooler. I remember seeing this at Walmart not too long ago because this came out in 2018. But stoked to have it. Really glad I got the slipcover, the whole 9 yards. Can't beat it. So Gwen. The next one I got is the Standoff at Sparrow Creek, which I'm assuming is kind of like a cult type thing where, people are in a compound standoff, and then, I guess, I'm assuming a police for, yeah, I guess so. But it sounded really cool. Slipcover, the whole 9 yards, so I grabbed that. And the last thing I grabbed, and I was pretty excited because I liked one of the actors here. His name was Frank Grillo. And it's called Into the Ashes. And again, a slipcover on it. I just couldn't pass that up. But I wanted to get this on another YouTuber, get this one too. So I really wanted to get this one. So I did manage to pick it up. Boom jam. So that is it for my pickups. I will probably go out Sunday or Monday because that is the official day. The 28th of February is the official day that these are released. At least it's the one box I did see said February 28th on it. So I will try to go a little bit more, but just to be forewarned, there is more DVDs at Dollar Tree and Blu-rays. I didn't see any video games this time. There's been in the last at least a couple of times I haven't seen any video games. So be on the lookout for that. That stuff is out there. I'm hoping to find a little bit more. Although my understanding is it's not a massive amount of movies are releasing this time. It's a little bit smaller, but it looks like every month the Dollar Tree's getting new movies in now. So it's kind of like that thing now where it's like every month they're going to have something new, which is great. I'm really glad. As I don't know if you've seen, but like I was in Best Buy the other day. I went to my local Best Buy, and I hadn't been in there in a while because anytime I bought things from Best Buy lately, I've just done the curbside pickup. I didn't want to go in. I'm a little bit phobic when it comes to the COVID stuff like that, so I just didn't want to go in and put myself in a situation like that, so I didn't go in. But I went in this last time. I figured, okay, let's go ahead and check it out. When I went in, I was really depressed. I really got bummed out, and I remember my brother-in-law was standing there next to me when I was in there, and I was like, I don't know how much longer I'm going to come into this store anymore. The Best Buy that I go to, the one in my local town, it had 1, 2, 3, 4, like 4 long racks, front and back of movies. It wasn't a lot, and they had a couple standees of movies, stuff like that around there. They had a fair amount, but it had, and that was shrink from what it used to be, a lot bigger. I walked into this time and they've got one bank left, front and back. And even that front and back, the majority of it was blank. There was just nothing. There was tags for movies that should have been there, but there was blank. There was nothing there. They have that new release fixture in the front, and they had one other standing. That was it. They got rid of everything. They don't have a steelbook section anymore. They don't have any of those other random sections. Everything's just kind of mixed in now. They do have a 4K section, but they really drastically shrunk that down too. Um, and my Best Buy now all of a sudden doesn't seem to be putting out new releases right away either. Like the new releases that come out the last couple of weeks, they don't have when I walked in, they didn't have anything, and it was like, "Where's all your new releases?" "Oh yeah, we just haven't gotten to it yet." I feel like they're doing the same thing because my Walmart in the town, one town over from where I live, because I don't have a Walmart in my town. Then the same thing. They used to have this huge section of electronics full of movies. They've condensed it all down into something small now, and they're not putting new releases out. When you ask the person, "Where's the new releases?" "I'm not really sure." It almost feels like they just don't want to put the stuff out anymore. They're just done with it. So they're just holding it back and sending it back. They're not putting the stuff out. Now that's not to say that if you do curbside pickup, miraculously all of a sudden it's there. They'll have it and they'll bring it out to you. But if you walk into the actual store, there's nothing on the shelves at all. So I know this is a Dollar Tree video. What I'm tying this into is I'm glad Dollar Tree's getting more movies, because I have a funny feeling, even as close as to the end of this year, Dollar Tree's going to be one of the only main places they'll get movies anymore. My Target, which is just down the street from me, has drastically reduced their section again. Now it's just one small wall and a little fixture in the middle. And then the one fixture at the front of that's it. They've gotten rid of everything else. They've expanded their book section more and took out more of the movie section. So these places are all getting rid of them. They're just slowly getting rid of them. I think at some point, probably by the end of this year, you won't be able to find many catalog titles at all in stores anymore. It'll be just the main new releases. And then I think that's how it'll be for a few years. And then it'll all go to, online only. But I do say it's got to be a sad state of affairs. I've actually gone to a couple of these stores lately, and stores I haven't been into in a really long time. And just watching these sections just diminish down to nothing is actually really depressing. I'm looking at it now as more of like, and I'd love to know your guys' comments on this too. I'd love to know your guys' comments. Are you feeling this sense that it might be like the era of collecting is kind of going away, and it's now going to be a little bit more harder to find some of this stuff, and then B, just moving forward, I really do foresee in the near future, not too far away, that you're not gonna be able to buy even new releases anymore. Everything's gonna go to streaming. Look what Warner Brothers is already doing, HBO Max. So I kind of feel like this. We're getting closer to an end of an era that I have really, really, really enjoyed and taken great pride in, from when it all started with for me, Betamax. It all started with beta tapes, and it's gone from there all the way up now to 4K discs, through Laserdisc, through, just everything, VHS, and what the LCDs, those video discs, because I had that machine too, and the super VHS, and the DVDs and all that stuff. It's hard to believe that we're really coming. I've been in an era that I've been in since I was like 14, 15 years old, and it's now coming to an end. And that's a long time. I'm turning 50 this year. That's a long time. I've been collecting movies for a really long time. And to go from the heyday of like walking into stores and just seeing movies everywhere, and actually having movie stores like Suncoast, which I used to work for, and all these other places. I remember, going into like Tower Records, and we used to have a place down here called Rainbow Records that sold movies, and just a Blockbuster Video, Hollywood Video, which I worked for. It's a really sad state of affairs to really watch it'll never be completely gone. There'll always be some kind of like Vinegar Syndrome or Severin or something like that will Criterion. They will continue to make discs for a long time, as long as there's demand out there. But the days of, being able to just get up and let's go movie shopping today are coming to an end. And I think for me, that really bums me out. It's something, it's been a big hobby of mine for so many years that, it's kind of sad to think that, Dollar Tree is not going to become my only outlet, and that I might have to start finding other activities to do. Like, I can't spend it. It's hard to spend a lot of times, looking for movies when there's. I got a lot of what I want already. At the same time, there's not a lot more out. There's not a lot of cool content coming out. So there is some stuff. There is some stuff on the horizon. There's little things trickling out here and there, but it's not the size volume that it used to be. Part of that's because of coronavirus and because people can't go back to theaters. But also part of that is I think that it's all going to streaming now, because it's not like they're releasing less content. Netflix, Hulu, all these streaming companies are releasing a garbage ton of content every month. It's just that none of the, especially like Netflix stuff, none of that stuff comes out to physical media. I mean, it did a little bit back in the day, but we still haven't seen Stranger Things season 3 yet on physical media yet, and that was a couple years ago. So there used to be a company called Stinky Tuna that would put out Netflix movies, and they don't do that anymore. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I don't know whether they got caught or whatever happened. I did manage to grab a few movies from them that were before they got they still sell movies, but they don't sell anything Netflix related anymore. So I'm sure they got caught and were told to cease and desist or whatever. But it's just kind of going that way, and that stuff does bum me out. I look around at my movies and think I am truly blessed that I have the movies that I do. I'm really excited. And if they cut making movies off altogether tomorrow, I've got a big enough movie collection that I could go for years and not have to worry about even seeing a movie again, the same movie twice. But it's still a nostalgia bill to go into the stores and do that stuff that still bums me out. I am so sorry I got in the soapbox. It's just one of those things I've been thinking about for a while. Like, it's kind of gnawing at me. I've been building models. I actually will show you. I've been building a few models lately to kind of take my mind off things. And when I do build models, it gives me an opportunity to really think about stuff like that, and it's like, man. So anyways, thank you guys all so much for watching. Leave me some comments down below of movies you may have found at Dollar Tree. Thank you so much. Click the like button, subscribe, the bell. You know how those three things work. Those 3 things work. Again, thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. Please take care. Be safe out there. It looks like this COVID thing, we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, which to me is music to my ears. I'm extremely excited about that. There's some places I really want to go to, but I've hold off. So, because I'm trying to do my due diligence. But again, please be safe and take care out there. Always keep hunting. You never know what you're going to find, even in these weird days. And as always, live long and prosper.